Welcome back. It's the Eastern Poker Tour, Season 32, $30,000 championship. We are live at the DoubleTree by Hilton here in Milford, Massachusetts, and my name is Evan Myers. We've been here with you all afternoon hanging out watching 88 players play down to their share for the $30,000 prize pool. We are at the final table, 8 players left. 340-plus players started this event yesterday. They have made it down. 4,000 players started this journey last year, have made it through the season. This is the Eastern Poker Tour Season 36 Championship, part of the Eastern Poker Open. Check it out at easternpokertour.com. And check out the blog at blog.easternpokertour.com if you want to see what's going on, all the live updates. We're live on a 30-minute delay, so we are about to watch the final table. They've been going for a few minutes now. It's been a great weekend of poker. We've had so many open events, so many feature events. There's the $1,600 and $50 high roller event. Our friend Brian Ing took that down, $37,000 for him. Way to go, Brian. But like I said, we are the Eastern Poker Tour. This is the Eastern Poker Tour Championship. And what else can I say? Let's get to the final table. Let's go see what's going on, and let's catch the action live. Here we go. Got some great players here. Basil Congro, not only a former Eastern Poker Tour champion, but a Bar Poker Open champion as well, sitting in the first position. John Dillon, who took the North Shore by storm this season, beat everybody by 9,000 points. Who does that? 9,000 points? That is a lot of extra points. He is in the second position. Simon Winchell Manning from Southern Mass in our third position. Love it. He's got 1.9 million in chips early on in this championship. He had the short chip stack. He has just been consistently grinding himself up into this position at the second place in chips right now. I'm excited to have him at the table. Andrew Camacho from the South Shore. He is in our fourth position. He's got 1.1 million, 23 big blinds. Zach De Silva from South Coast as well. He is in our fifth position. I apologize. Jay Cosmo, we were watching him earlier. He is back. Glad to see he's still in the tournament from Central. Nikki Davis, new to us, new to our table here, from Framingham. And Brad Cormier with that monster chip stack in our eighth position. We got 8 people left. Obviously, $30,000 up for grabs. Here's how it's going to play out. $10,000 for first, $6,000 for second, $3,400 for third, $2,400 for fourth, $1,800 for fifth, $1,400 for sixth, $1,200 for seventh, and $1,000 for eighth. Min cash is $1,000. Go figure that. We have a whole bunch of champions this season, though. We had Ronnie Smith, who took the Central Mass Division. 389 players. He out. Look at this. We got a hand going. All right. Button looks to be... I can't tell yet. Sorry. There we go. Button is with Andrew. All right. You see Nikki had folded. Brad makes a raise. Brad sends it up to $50,000. Action on Basil with his ace-7. He's out of there. There's our buddy Johnny. Johnny with 1.2 million in chips. Folds his in the hijack position. Simon, 8-4. I don't expect him to call that the way he's been playing today. Andrew's out. Zach De Silva. It's going to be fun watching him play. And Jay's back on the table. Jack in the big blind, Jay in the big blind, $50,000 for him to call. He's got some chips in his hand. He's counting them out. Is he thinking of raising here? Thinking just trying to push Brad off the hand? Or is he just debating what another $50,000 would do to a stack? I think that's what it is. Our buddy Hank in the box, one of the best dealers you will ever see. Glad he's there. Love watching it. So we were just talking about Ronnie, who took out Central Mass. Sue D'Amato, check this out. She took out Charity, but go to her region. Go play some poker with Sue. She had 640 players that she had to beat in the Charity division. That was pretty crazy. Rich Gordon took out Framingham. Charles Gutierrez, Greater Lowell. John Dillon, like we said, North Shore, took him out. All right, you got another hand going. All right, action on Basil. 50,000 for Basil to call. He's going to say no. Speaking of John, what's he say? He doesn't want to play. Simon, he's going to, I don't expect him to play this hand. Again, solid, tight game all day. Yeah. Andrew Camacho, see what he decides to do. He's got 9-10. He's got the connectors. Ah, there you go. Like we saw on the other tournament, on the other table when he got there, he started off strong. Couple bets. I like it. He's going to play. Don't just limp. Let's put the action, put the test to the others. Zach gets away from it. Jay gets away from it. Nikki gets away from it as well. And just like that, Andrew takes down the first pot. All right, we are up to Stephen Lofgren. Took down the online division. Brian Rodriguez in Rhode Island. Rita Estavo took down South Coast. Johnny Kelly won Southern Mass. Johnny beat out Frenchie. Big fight towards the end there for that championship. All right, next hand here. Action is on Basil. First to act under the gun. He's got pocket threes. Wonder if he's going to throw a little bet out here. Splash it a little. 50, throw out like 110, 120,000. Goes just to 100. Right to 100. Makes sense. Johnny folds. Actions on Simon with his king, queen. He's in a weak position here. You can bet with that. I wouldn't necessarily call there, especially when a Basil is making that raise. Zach, action is on him in the cutoff. Queen 2, nope. Jay says no as well. Rita, what do you do? I'm sorry, Nikki, what do you do here? So used to calling people out in the positions they're in. Nikki is in that position, and action is on Brad with his King 2. 50 to call in the big blind. He sees it. I mean, he's got a monster stack, 2.5 million in chips. Doesn't affect it. 8, ace, 7. 4 to the flush for Brad. Pocket pair still slightly ahead from Basil. He's going to keep betting, of course. Brad doesn't bet. He doesn't have it. Nice little feeler bet as well. If Brad has something, he's going to go over the top and end it right there. Brad calls. Basil might suspect Brad chasing something there. Or the fact that the big blind could he have hit that 7. Basil does check, slows the play down a little. Ace on the river. Doesn't help. Aces and 7s with the king kicker just counterfeited Basil's pair, although Brad didn't hit a pair. Basil continues the pressure, and Brad folds. Way to go, Basil. So we had so many cool players in the house this weekend. For our high roller event, there was probably 2 or 3 bracelets and 9 rings in the room, 8 rings in the room. I mean, something crazy. Karen G alone, she's got a bracelet and a ring. I know our buddy Chris Triba, he's got a bracelet. Sean Miller was in the house. Adam Johnson, Rob Garrett. Tone was in the house. Antonio Cristolini. He played with us last year as well. I mean, we did some quick math, and there was like 4 or 5 million in tournament wins outside of the World Eastern Poker Tour in the house. How crazy is that? All right, John gets away from it. Action on Simon, 10-7. He's not going to play around. Andrew sees pocket 9s. I suspect he's going to raise. I'm in that middle position. Yeah, Basil likes the strong 2.5. I think he's going to put out 125 here. He's actually going to go a little higher than that as well, because the blinds are 30,000, 60,000, so there's 150,000 in the pot. Am I counting that? 160,000? 180,000. I take that back. There it is. That 4 on that pile. 180,000 he bets. Fold, fold. Brad with the mystery cards in the small blind. He's already got 30,000 invested, but he does not stick around. Andrew gets Basil to fold the big blind as well. Like we saw when we got to the feature table, like when he got to the feature table, Andrew is Making the raise, you got the chip counts there. Brad at 2.4 million. Simon at 1.9. Basil, 29 big blinds with 1.79 million. Andrew chipped up to 1.4 million. And you see John, Zach, Nikki, and Jay there as well. Zach with king, queen, jack, rather. In a middle position, 60,000 for him to call. He gets rid of it. Jay gets rid of it. Nikki, what you going to do? You got 10 jack in the cutoff. She's, I think she's feeling everybody out right now. Brad wakes up with 8-3. Let's go double down on a blackjack table. Basil in the small blind, 30,000 for him to call. So it looks like we're going to have some blind on blind action. What up, Sonia? Ken Sisson, how you doing? Kevin C. Guys are all on the stream. All right. 6-8. Brad folds that. Basil. Queen 6 suited on the button. No. John on the small blind. 30,000 for him to call. Ace 2. He only calls. I might have thrown a little bet out there. Just the blind on blind. Simon, who has been playing superb poker all day, has been chipping up pretty steadily. He's going to check it and allow a flop to come out. Eight, 9, 3. No real help to either one of them. John's ace is still ahead at this point. He doesn't bet. Simon's going to take a little stab at it. I think the aggression's going to work. John's not going to stick around. Yeah, John folds it. Way to take that pot. John saw Simon play pretty much most of the day. It was only for a little while that Simon went to the other table when they were balancing tables. But he's been playing solid all day. You have to make that fold. That's purely out of respect, for sure. What are we doing here? It's the Eastern Poker Tour Season 32, $30,000 championship. We are live at Milford, Mass, at the Doubletree by Hilton Convention Center. They've been awesome all weekend, putting us up, taking care of us, putting up with us, putting up with Jake as well. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you, Allison. So nice seeing you this weekend. What up, Derek? How you doing, buddy? Good to hear from you. Justin McCarthy's in the house as well. Gotta tell you, probably the best golfer I know is in the chat right now, Allison Holbrook. I would put her up against anybody. My money is on her every time in the links. And she just happens to be one of the nicest people in the world. Plus, we have our Reebok days. Anybody that knows Reebok in the 90s, they're the only people that know what I'm talking about. So we got some good action here. Simon, king, queen for him to call in the small blind. Is he debating the call? Is he debating a raise right now? It's just the two of them. I might say he's debating a raise. I'm thinking 110. No, I take that back. I'm thinking 150, 160,000. Right back at you, Allison. And Nick, yes, Jake is feeling considerably better. So we're at the final table. Simon makes a raise to 200,000. Andrew doesn't take any time to get rid of that. On YouTube Live, there's an awesome blog or chat stream going on right now. You can say hi to your friends. I'll give you shout-outs. I'll say hi to whoever you want. This is the fun time of the tournament, though. Come talk to me. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's see if we can egg on any action, right? Of course not. What a powerhouse table, though. I'm really excited. There's been some really good poker here. Yeah, I think a couple moves that could have been made otherwise, but I think everybody that we've seen on this table has been playing solid based on where their chips are, where they stand in the tournament. So can't say this was a disappointing feature table day at all. Nikki gets rid of it. Brad gets rid of it. Basil, 60,000 in the hijack. He gets rid of his 10-9. John, 6 king of clubs. He's going to get rid of that. Simon, suited connectors on the button. No one in the hand again. Everybody folded around. Just the blinds. I mean, the blinds are smart, though. Doesn't want to go after them too many times. I mean, maybe I wouldn't necessarily call here, but you certainly have to throw a little stab at it. No one else was in the hand. And it looks like he raises like 180. 150. Nope, he does raise 180. 150 is the call for Andrew. He says no. What does Zach do? Zach is looking perplexed. Like, yeah, he just didn't want any part of that, though. Nice bet. Again, Simon, you were playing awesome poker. I had a horse in it, and I think I'm changing my horse. Simon is playing superb. I haven't seen Simon make a mistake yet. There's our chip counts. Brad's up top. Simon now is right behind Brad at 2.2 million. Basil's pretty close, though, 1.9 million. Andrew has 21 big blinds, a lot of play in his chip stack. John has 17. He's getting on that border right now of play. Zach with 650,000. Nikki with 615. And Jay sitting on 345,000. Those are some big numbers, but bigger numbers, $10,000 up top for first place, $6,000 for second, $3,400 for third, $2,400 for fourth, $1,800 for fifth, $1,400 for sixth, $1,200 for seventh, $1,000 for eighth. Min cash, eighth place right now, $1,000. All right, fold. One thing so far we're seeing is people are not, there's a lot of folding going on. Kevin C., I'm going to say Jay is in the top 5. I'll go with that. Big shout out to Melissa Cormier and Brad's little girls. They're all watching you, buddy. They're so proud of you. Take it down, they say. And they got big hugs and kisses for you when you get home. I'm sure of that. $30,000. Add that to the 20K guarantee. Add that to the 10K guarantee. Add that to the other 10K guarantee. Add that to the 5K guarantee. Add that to the 102,000 at the high roller tournament. It's a lot of money that's been given away this weekend. A lot of money. Way to go, everybody. And a couple, can't forget, we gave away a bunch of BPO packages. Wayne Tauber, Andre Cochran, Joe Cooper, John Purdy, Alex Rencourt. Full-on BPO packages with 2 still left to give away. Get down here. You still have time to play the last 2 tournaments. Fold. Oh, Simon. I can't wait to see this hand. Simon, pocket aces in the hijack position. A crazy position here to have those. He's going to throw a bet. 170 is what I say. 150. Pretty close. Nice bets. That's nice bet, Simon. Let's see what Andrew does with his King 8. We know he's going to fold that. Zach's probably not going to stick around, even though he's got the suited connectors. Not sure what Andrew is. Andrew makes a smooth call here. He's got a lot of chips. Unless Andrew thinks he's going to try and take the pot down on the flop. make a little move here. If Simon makes a bet and we raise him, see what happens. But if he only knew that Simon actually had aces, I'm not sure he would make that. Nikki, Jay makes the call. Jay's debating the call in the small blind. I think he's going to fold this. Or is he going to see the value and go all in? And let's debate. What does he do? What does he do? He makes a call. That's very interesting. Doesn't leave himself with a lot of value in his chips to make a move, so he's reliant on his cards hitting. He's hoping everybody has that ace, king, ace, queen, ace something or other, and his cards are that much more alive. Nikki with her ace, queen of clubs, though. This is a tough position for a big blind. Somebody makes a move. Are they playing with an overpair? I mean, the only overpair, a pair of aces, right? I mean, king's obviously to the queen, but she's debating it. Ace queen here. Does an ace king, ace queen, ace jack make that bet in that position? Possibly. Possibly. She makes the call as well. This is a pot brewing. Let's say that. 4 people. Sorry, 3 people to the. Why not missing something? Queen 8-7. Nikki hits her queen. She hits top pair, top kicker. That could be scary. If she's putting him on ace king, ace something, or even a moderate middle pair. Nikki announces all in. 405,000 in the pot, in her pot to bet, in her hand to bet. Simon looking at a flop. Does he think she might have had a small pair and she's... Simon calls the 405. If he's going to make the call, he's got somebody behind him. I might have tried to isolate at this point. I get it. People are going to say, well, you want multiple people against the person that could be knocked out. But no, I think you have to protect your cards at this point more so. All right, aces, ace, queen, top pair, top kicker from the flop, top pair in the hand, queen on the turn. Nikki hits her set, her trips. Yeah! Not only that, she rubs in with quads. Way to go, Nikki. More than doubles up on that hand. Nikki is now going to be a force at this table for sure.
I got running queens. When I was playing, I was like, okay, I have the ace queen. There's 3 people in. I'm like, yo, he's definitely got a pocket pair. Is it kings or an aces? I don't know, but I did it anyway. That's legit. Thank you, Hank. I knew you were going to come through for me.
We got Jimmy back. Timmy.
It's a boost of confidence for Nikki at this table. She just sat down, seeing these guys. You know, it's funny. Jay has almost been at this table all day, but John actually has been at this table all day. He hasn't moved. John Dillon is amazing. Right, Janelle? Right, Kev? Holy cow. Wow is right, Joey. We saw that for sure. We all watched that happen. Oh, thanks, Kev. I will certainly let everybody know I saw your comment in the stream, in the chat, rather. Thank you. Really? Simon's waking up with aces again. This is going to be fun. Andrew's no way he can see this. There's no way he's going to see this coming. Simon makes that raise to 150 again. Andrew's certainly going to fold that. Zach is definitely folding that. Jay's not sticking around. Nikki with Jack 4. She's not going to stick around, but ooh, Jay is all in, of course. You know, small chip stack. There's a lot of value there. Let's play it. It's a race. That, in his mind, it's a race. Full fold. They're all amazed. Aces back to back. Hank,
That might be too much.
8, 9, 10 blank queen, open end, inside draw for Jay. Doesn't really help. You can see that Simon is still a heavy favorite. Jack and Jack only.
Guys, good luck.
2 pairs.
Good luck, everyone. Nice playing with you.
All right, Jay. Great playing. 8th place for Jay. $1,000 goes to Jay. Jay Cosmo from the Central Division. Well done, buddy. Well done. 8th place for you at the Eastern Poker Tour Championship. Way to go. So just like that, we're down to 7 players. Some big chip stacks in the hand. Again, Simon seems to be the feature at this table. He has been chipping up since the beginning of this tournament. I have not seen him make a mistake yet in this tournament. You can see what the payouts are left. Next prize is $1,200. Min prize $1,200 at this point.
Like, okay, well.
Yeah, let's try again.
It's pretty crazy.
Just want more chips in there.
You can keep checking out the blog, blog.easternpokertour.com. And you know, we always want new players to come, so easternpokertour.com. Find a venue in your area. Come check it out. I play. You see a lot of these dealers play, a lot of these players play. If you see any of us, come say hi. We'll certainly answer any questions that you have, and we'll certainly help you build your EPT career and get you on the way. But we would love. Nikki with her ace-king on the button. Nice raise there. Brad says no in his small blind. What's Basil do? 10-2. Nah, he's not going to call. And just like that, we're on to the next hand. It's the Eastern Poker Tour, Season 32, $30,000 championship. My name is Evan Myers. I've been with you all afternoon, having so much fun. And again, got to say, this is one of a great day of poker. Saw some interesting hands, saw some questionable hands, but we've seen a lot of good poker, especially by these players who are left at the table. Not too many mistakes here. Nice to have you guys in the chat sticking around with us. It's always fun seeing what your comments are. Any funny tidbits I should know on these guys? Anything you want the whole world to know? You can share them in the stream, that's for sure. If I know something about you, I'm sharing it. All right. Andrew bumps it to 135. Zach with nothing burger there. Folds his jack 3. Nikki, ace 6 suited. She's in no position to make that call. Doesn't need to. Brad on the button. Why waste the chips with a king 5? Basil, small blind, 10-8. Close enough to suited connectors. Let's see, 105,000 for him to call. He does not want to stick around. And our boy, Johnny Dillon, the godfather of the North Shore. What does he do on the big blind? It's only 75,000 for him to call. He does. He sees value in that pot. He makes a value call on that. With an ace. Ace, 10, 9. Both hit their cards. Not sure why John is checking that. Andrew makes a bet here. Does John call it or does John fold? What does he do? I think he took his strength out, unless he just sees hyper aggression in Andrew, because he's seen him a lot today. But he just makes a call. So 2 9s, 2 aces for John, 2 9s, 2 10s for Andrew. Does Andrew think, since John's just been calling along, that he has a better hand? Is he contemplating a raise, and what does John do? John is just watching him intently. I think John wants him to make a raise, and John makes the call. John smooth calls that. That's very interesting. Gets the flip. He sees the pocket 10s and 9s. He throws over the ace. With 7 players at the table, John played that, let's say, knowledgeable. He played it as if he was really strong. I think Basil's questioning the calling too, without any re-raising. But got to say, it worked. It worked great. Go Godfather John. But he believes, he has to believe Andrew's been playing aggressive. Andrew is an aggressive player, but he's solid. So there are chip stacks again, 2.25 for Brad, 1.9 for Simon. Basil is sitting on 1.7. Nikki, 1.5. But John just went up to 1.5 as well. So let's see what we got here. All right, under the gun, Andrew, ace 10. That's a raising hand here, and he does. He throws out a little bet. Take that back. He just limps in first position with the ace. Now that's been unlike him on the limp. Nikki's out. Brad's out. Basil is out. John on the small blind. It's only 30,000 for him to call. He's going to call the jack 9. Those are as good as connectors. Simon, king 4 on the big blind. He's going to check this.
Maybe need some shoes.
King 6. Simon is the man. Simon hits his trips. 93% chance to win. John checks. Simon checks. Is he going to put Andrew to the test and see what Andrew does? Andrew checks as well. All right. Straight club draw both out there, I believe. So John's going to check this. All right. He's not going to bet his jack, I don't think. But Simon has to bet in this position. Ooh, John looks like he's thinking of something. He thinks his jack might be good. Oh, he did check. I apologize. And, of course, Simon does make the bet at this point. Makes a smart bet. 120,000, 2 times, wicked strong. Gets Andrew to fold. Andrew definitely not happy with having to fold there, but John calls. 2 pair for John. The trips for Simon. You can see by the check mark, Simon's got this with that 5 on the river. It doesn't help. Simon's gonna throw out a value bet of some sort here. 150, as you heard. John thinking his 2 pair is good here. Just the pre-flop doesn't believe John hit that. He does not believe Simon hit that. He does. He makes the call. Simon flips it over. Again rakes in the pot. Goes Simon. John's going to watch that hand. Simon, I think everybody is now rooting for you. I swear to God. The poker you've been playing this afternoon has just been amazing. Seven players left. Next prize. $1,200.
What's it meant for me?
Everybody's still vying for the 10K up top. How cool is that? It's the best bar poker league in the world. There's no doubt about it. Venues all over Rhode Island, central, southern, eastern Massachusetts. Every night of the week there's a game for you to play, whether it's a charity event that you want to play or an online event that you want to play or live action pub poker with an amazing buffet. John on the button makes a call here. Small blind. Simon might just, no, he's not going to play it. He doesn't even care about risking it. He doesn't want to limp. Does not care. Go Simon. All right. Andrew and John. King, queen, 9. Andrew hits his queen. John does not hit anything. He has a 7. Check. Oh, no. Check. John's going to bet. Andrew just calls. Andrew's still ahead, but he's way ahead at this point. Can John get Andrew off the hand, though? Queen on the river. He's not getting Andrew off this hand anymore. Andrew hits his trips. John has no way he can bet anything. Andrew is going to... Is he going to throw a value? He's going to throw a little value bet, I think. 180,000 into that pot. Not. Yeah, John sniffs it out. Well, Andrew gets some of those chips back. Big shout out to Amanda and Andrew in Cumberland, Rhode Island. They've been watching all afternoon as well. Andrew, what up, buddy? How you doing? All right, let's check in on this hand. Basil with his queen 9 in the hijack position makes the raise to 125,000. John does not stick around. Simon on the button with jack 3. It's a nothing burger. He's going to get rid of it. Andrew, small blind, 95,000 for him to call with his suited ace. Makes the call. Zach in the big blind, almost valued into this call, and he does. It's a good chunk of his chips, but he does want to see a flop. So we got 3 to the flop. Jack, ace, 9. Ace for Andrew. 9 for Basil. No flush draws for any of them. 5 on the turn, not really helpful. Zach also still has his inside straight draw. I would suspect, Andrew checks. Zach checks, they check around. Queen on the river doesn't help anybody. Gives Basil a card, but I think he believes he's behind at this point. Although everybody could believe they're behind at this point. So I think whoever bets, and it's going to be Andrew, I think that's the win. Zach, though, with the straight. Zach trusts the straight. I'm just watching. That flush scared everybody. Nice betting, Andrew. Props for that betting. You took the 2 higher hands off and took that pot down. Way to go. Nice bet. Nice bet. Again, strong play. Strong play. It's the Eastern Poker Tour, Season 32, $30,000 championship. We are live on a 30-minute delay, but we are watching the final table. full afternoon of action here. It's been great. $10,000 up top still available. Next prize out, $1,000 min cash at this point. I'm sorry, $800 min cash at this point. Try this again. $1,200 for 7th place. There we go. We'll get it. You know that.
Tense right now. Please don't.
Loosen everything up.
Bartender. I'm ready for that.
All right, we got another hand coming up. Basil first to act with his king 9, does not play along. John gets out of the hand. Simon, ace, king, suited in the hijack position. Blinds are 40, 80, 80. It's $200,000 on the pot pre-flop. My bet, he's going to probably bet in the $200,000. Let's see, 200,000. 200,000 it is. Andrew's not going to stick around with that queen 7. Zach, ooh, he looks down at jack 8, but small stack. No, he's going to look for another opportunity. Nikki gets rid of her 10-4, good buddy. And what is the big blind? What does Brad do with his 8-9? He's got 160,000 invested in this. There's 400,000 in the pot. It's value to call, but he doesn't take the value on the weighted scale, and he gets rid of it as well. Once again, Simon is just Simon. Freddie Freeman's wishing his buddies Andrew and Zach good luck. LFG, he says, boys. Won't repeat that, although this is the internet, we could say it. Are you kidding me? Simon again? They're never going to see this. So John, under the gun, he's going to fold. Simon against Basil's big blind. He's going to love what he sees. You know, that his facial expression rarely changes. I'm pretty impressed on that, too. I did see a little blink, but I think we have the angle on the sunglasses. Here's that $200,000 bet again. Andrew has to get away from this. Zach is like, what do I do? I'm just getting beat up here. Ace, is he going to see value in this? Small stack. Nope. Nikki doesn't want to play her double down, and Brad with the ace 2 in the small blind. No. All right. Basil, big blind. He's 120 for him not to call. And again, Simon. It's the Simon show. Love to see the chip stacks at this point. Been trying to keep up with it. But with that win, Simon might have moved ahead of Brad. Yeah. Look at that. Simon, his chip count, 2.6 million. His power percentage, 24%. Power in position. He's making it happen. Yeah. Andrew, Zach, bye-bye. Nikki, bye-bye. Brad on the button. We don't know what Brad, 7-5. He hasn't played a hand in a while. I suspect something's going to happen here. Position move. Strong player. $210. John wakes up with King Jack in the big blinds. $130,000 to call. 20% of his chips. And he's gonna call. What up, Paul Shaw? How you doing? Rooting Brad on for sure. 2, 3, queen. Not really helpful. Both of them. Brad staying strong though. He's going to bet another 250. Doesn't believe John hit any part of that. And he was right. John gets rid of it. Brad. All right. Chip stacks. We got 2 players with some great chips. There you go. Brad's. Look at those stats. Pre-flop raise 10%. Doesn't let the hands go to showdown. And his aggression frequency at 23%. All right, Simon, of course, 2.6 up top. Brad in second place with 2.3. Nikki has moved up into third place in chips. Basil hanging in there right in the middle with 1.4, 17 big blinds. He's got to make some moves now. Andrew with 1.2 million, 15 blinds. John D with 9 big blinds at 745,000. And Zach sitting there. What do I do with 4 big blinds? You can see the prizes. Some nice payouts still to be had, and these guys want every piece of that, because I would. Andrew wakes up, Queen 9, favorite hand, especially suited of a lot of players. Again, people consider those suited connectors. Pre-flop with no information. Odds are if any 2 or 3 cards coming out is the exact same. Andrew raises to 240,000. Zach gets away from it. Nikki gets away from it. Brad in the cutoff with 10 jack. People like that as having so many opportunities to hit on that flop. Gets rid of it as well. Basil on the dealer button position says nope. John says no on the small blind with the weak 8-7. Simon Queen 5 suited. 160 to call. It's a lot of chips. He's got the chips, not a huge dent. He's got some investment in there. There's 440,000 in the blind. Well, 2.5 to 1 to call. Does not take the odds and gets rid of it. Again, playing solid poker. And he's not taking any chances. He is making the right moves at the right time, though. But just doesn't see the necessity when he doesn't have to. Yes, Matt. EPT is in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. We're in Massachusetts right now. We are in Milford, Mass. We are at the Doubletree by Hilton's Convention Center. We've taken it over all weekend. And we are in Massachusetts right now, yes. But check out EasternPokerTour.com. You can find out where all the venues are. And you can check out Eastern Poker Tour blog as well at blog.easternpokertour.com and see what Chris has to say. All right, fold. Basil, the cutoff, nope. John on the button, 9-2, nope. Simon, small blind. If history is correct, he's probably not calling this. He avoided the minimum raise earlier, but he's going to stick to this now. All right. To the flop. Nice race. Ace 3-3. Andrew is ahead with his king, but you can see the outs, John. You can see the outs Simon has. He's got 5 outs, although there are 6 cards pictured. One of them has been used. We know that. Simon's he doesn't believe Andrew hit it, and Simon has respect at this table. Certainly gained my respect as a poker player. He has done nothing but chip up today. I knock on wood for him that he doesn't make any mistakes, but I haven't seen one. Look at that. His power ranking, 25%. Pre-flop raise, he's doing what he's supposed to, 18%. He's doesn't want them to, the one thing you don't really want hands to go to showdown unless you just have the nuts, but he is, he's playing power poker right now. Action on Nikki. She's folding. Simon does not play in that hand. Oh, boy. Andrew calls. This calls the big blind. This is Zach's move right here. Zach, who got himself here with actually a double stack as well. So he started the tournament with 200,000. He's been able to grind his way right into this position, and you can see having that double stack advantage certainly helps. The other player at the table was Brad, by the way, who has the double stack. Goes in the position. He hasn't done anything, so Andrew has to assume he actually hit his hand, doesn't want to stick around. I might have. But Zach takes it down, doubles up.
You're like 5 years old. Come on.
Raise to 200.
Ah, look at that. Basil with his pocket sevens raises to 200,000. Gets John to fold. Simon, what's he doing in the cutoff position? He's probably going to get rid of that. Sure thing. Andrew in the button. Zach wakes up with an ace, but in the small blind gets rid of it. On Nikki. We don't know the cards. Jack, a 2 in the big blind. 120 to call. Hey, Chris.
Hello there, Mr. Evan. How are you?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Good. You having a good time out on the floor?
I'm having a blast.
Oh, man. So you're watching this live. You're watching this straight on.
Right.
One of the more exciting final tables, feature table days we've had in a while.
Absolutely.
Everybody seems to be playing well. What do you think of Simon going on right now? Simon show.
Simon is just on a tear right now. He is just on fire. He is just not. He is just so relentless right now, and he's getting the cards to do it with.
And he's focused. He's playing it right. This is the Simon show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we always say that somebody that takes over the tournament, and this year it certainly has been Simon. I haven't seen him lose a hand since he sat at the table early in the tournament. He started with a short chip stack, and he's done nothing but whittle his way up to where he is now. It's been amazing.
Yes.
It's been amazing. All right.
And I was going to say that Simon first got his stack back in the outer tables when he and Charles G got involved in a big hand, and I spoke to Charles about it afterwards, and Charles actually admitted I'm making a mistake to him, and it was a $1 million pot.
So Simon was able to take advantage of somebody else's mistake as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So not only is he playing well, he's seeing what's happening. He's taking advantage of the situation.
Yes.
And look where he is.
Yes.
I had Basil. I mean, Basil is one of the strongest players, and considering his past wins, I had him as my horse in this event today.
Okay.
I have reverted earlier, and I did note it. I have to put my eggs in Simon's basket right now. I think he's just playing the best poker of anybody. He's seeing. He must be seeing everything correctly.
It's unreal, but I think Basil in the position he's at, he is just waiting for the right time to pounce on Simon, and
So John, it looks like we got an all in here, Brad, with his ace 9 all in for $2.5 million. He just wants to take down the pot at that point, chip up a little, and he does. He wants to stay right up there at the top. A couple small stacks for them to bounce out because there's still a lot of money. You know, you get 1,200, 1,400, 1,800, but then you hit the 24, 34, 6,000. So the bump ups are pretty good right now.
Right.
So Brad, anything you can take right now, especially with 7 players, the hands are proportionally getting stronger. You'll probably see them taking down more hands at this point with smaller hands with what you would think.
Absolutely. My horse is actually still on this table. I'm not going to say who she is, but I first met Nikki when she won the monthly almost like 6 months ago, and she was so ecstatic to make it to the day 2 finals. And I know that there are people who who would love to see another woman win because we all had Carol Smith win it back on season 25.
Yes.
So I think seeing another woman win this event would be nice.
Would be nice. Would be nice. And it was nice to call that tournament when Carol won as well. I just saw Carol recently at a tournament, so it was nice to say hi to her.
I haven't seen her in a while, so I hope she's doing good.
She seemed to be doing great. She was doing fantastic.
Very good.
All right, we're in a hand right here. Brad in the small blind. We don't know what his cards are yet. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Chris is going to go back out, see what's going on the floor, but he always stops in. I make him jump in when he does. All right, it looks like Andrew took down that pot. I think we've got a break coming up in just a few as well.
When you fold your cards, just slide them face down. Flash them.
And when they go to break, I'm going to go to break. Brian Jacks, what's up, buddy? In the house, how you doing? I love the chat. You guys keep talking. Tell me to say hi. Tell me funny things about your friends. We'll tell the whole world. This is the internet. It'll be our secret. We are here live at the 2023 Eastern Poker Tour Season 32 $30,000 Championship. We are live at the Doubletree by Hilton in Milford, Massachusetts. My name is Evan Myers. I've been here with you all day. Not only do I love doing this, I love playing poker. Love playing poker with Eastern Poker Tour as well. Andrew, pocket fives. 80,000 to call. Makes the call there. Zach folds. Nikki folds.
Is your option, sir?
Brad, Basil, get out. Small blind. I'm sorry, big blind option for John. And John goes all in with his King Jack. Another classic race. Good luck, John. Andrew, though, does not make the call on that and folds his cards. Ooh, frustratingly folds his cards. John's able to take that. Well, hey, Timmy Ashlock, where are you? How far away are you? We want you to come for sure. I know you're just a spectator right now, but recently joined EPT. Where are you coming from, though? You say you're looking forward to going to an event soon, but you're a state or two away. What state is that? Up in Maine. My buddy Danny works at WGAN in Portland, Maine. He's the executive producer for the radio station.
It's the wrong color. You give me 4 purple.
Brian, that's for sure. There are definitely nice people at this table. We've known Basil and Brad for so long. These are super nice people. Big shout out, Andrew. Nick Steele in the house. Jimmy Smith. Woof, woof, woof. North Shore, baby. Go, John Dillon. Dom A. What's up, Don Amano? So, while we're between hands here, DJ Dom in the chat. For all our Boston friends, DJ Dom was an old school DJ in the city. God, we all know him. Way back, Dom's a poker player now. See him on the tables. It's great to see it, being a fellow DJ. Dom and I have some old school stories, that's for sure. The Central Division, Timmy, huh? Nice players up there. You should definitely play with them. Definitely come down. Katie Smith, what up, DJ? Go, Brad. Ryan M in the house. Mark Cormier, go Beef. Is that Brad's new nickname? All right, let's get back to the action. Having fun in the chat for a second, though. All right, John on the button. King, Queen here. Just him versus the button. The blinds. Zach had moved all in. with his ace-6 suited. John's looking for the call him out. We all are, Tim. We all are. Hey, hey. Brad's older brother sharing some information. Thank you. Beef. Guys, call Brad Beef from now on. He's going to wonder where it came from. All right, John is still debating over there. 435 for him to call. He does make the call. I'm sure Simon's just going to run away from this small blind. Yeah, it didn't take him much. And Andrew as well. He's going to get rid of it. We don't even see his cards. All right. Ace, 6, king, queen. Pretty good race.
What are you gonna do? Good. We're all rooting against you.
9-10 open at inside draw for John.
Come on, baby.
You can see 7 outs for John right now. Zach wins. Just like that. Zach is able to double up and stick around. Let's go, Nikki Framingham. It's coming from your friend Angel. Do it, says Katie Smith. Right? No paint for sure. Right, Raj? Shout out to Adam DeRoche. He might be checking in a little while. See the chip count. Simon on top with 2.6. Brad in second. Basil in third. Nikki with 1.3. Andrew with 1.1. Zach, that puts him to over $1 million now. Moved him right up off that bottom. Lots of money still in play. Lots of money at stake. $1,200 for the next place. Nikki with the king 10 makes the call. Brad folds. Basil in the hijack position with pocket 2s. Brad Basil gets rid of his 2s. Action to John. Nope. What does Simon do? Simon says no. Oh yes, we're going to see a flop. 3 to the flop. Small, big, and first act. 7, queen, 9. 9 hits for Zach. You can see he's slightly ahead. Inside draw for Nikki. Draw for Andrew as well. Andrew gets rid of his cards, and so does. Just like that, Nikki takes some more chips. She is stacking up as well. There you go. Nikki's power numbers are rising as we are moving along. All right. Brad first to act. button in Andrew's position there. You can see Zach small blind, Nikki is the big blind. Brad does not want to play the queen 3. Basil's out. John doesn't want to stick around either. Simon, ace 7 cutoff with position. Sees that no one behind him stuck around, so he's counting out some chips. He's got 200,000, 210,000. And just like that, he takes down another pot. It's the Simon show. Way to go, Simon. Nice hand. Nice bet. Simon raises his lead to now 2.8 million in chips. Brad right in back of him with 2.5 million. Basil with 1.4. Nikki with 1.4. Andrew with 1 million. Zach backed up a little for 870,000. And John just sitting on the 3 big blinds. So it's an all-in moment for John. John's been grinding. Blinds are 40,000, 80,000, 80,000 big blind ante, 200,000 in the pot pre-flop every hand. That's a lot of money. It's a big percentage now of these chips. We're going to come back to, I believe, I'll check what the next blind is. I should know that, right? All right, Andrew calls. Brad with his pocket kings. Ooh, smooth calls the raise. Doesn't want to repop at this point. Thinks he's going to trap him or try to trap him. Like you said, the blinds are 40,000, 80,000. Next blinds are 51-1. 8, 10, 6 of diamonds on the flop. Gives Brad the flush draw as well as still the top pair. 2 pair for Brad. You can see he's 88% chance favorite here. Andrew has to hit really just his ace or a 7. Brad throws out 300,000. And there you go. Brad takes down another pot. Way to go, Brad. Adds to his chip stack as well. I believe we're going on a break right now. That's me. Look, right on camera again. It's the Eastern Poker Tour, Season 32. $30,000 championship. We are live at the final table. Hanging out with you all afternoon. My name is Evan Myers. I am having a great time. I think the highlight of the day is the Simon Show. Simon is taking pots like we wouldn't believe. So we're going to go on break like they're going on break because we need it, meaning me. And again, it's the Eastern Poker Tour Season 32, $30,000 National Championship. We are live in Milford, Massachusetts. I'm going to go on break, and we will see you guys in a few minutes. And just like that, we are back. We're here at the Eastern Poker Tour Season 32 $30,000 championship. Down to 7 players at the final table. 88 players started the day this morning. 340 players yesterday. We're looking for a champion. $10,000 up top for first place. Next cash right now is $1,200. Eastern Poker Tour. Check them out at easternpokertour.com. Check out the blog, too. You can find out what's happening live as we're on a 30-minute delay. blog.easternpokertour.com. And just like that, like I said, we have a final table. It's been the Simon Show. Everybody is watching the Simon. That just came out of nowhere. Run over everybody. He's made no mistakes. He's been playing pretty solid poker all afternoon. We're having a great time as part of the Eastern Poker Open series of events, highlighted by a couple 20K and 10K guarantee events, and the feature $1,650 high roller event that finished with our buddy Brian Ing taking $37,000 for first place in that. As you can see, we are at the final table. Here are our chip counts. Brad Cormier up top with $2.7 million. Simon is sitting right behind him with $2.6 million. Basil Congro with $1.5 million. Nikki, North Shore Nikki. Is that it? Framingham Nikki, sorry. Right back there. You can see our payouts as well. $10,000 up top. We're having so much fun. My name is Evan Myers. I am a poker player with Eastern Poker Tour. Been doing this gig for quite a while and looking forward to many more to come. But I got to say, we've had a great day of poker. A lot of fun on the table, a lot of great players. We're not seeing too many mistakes. We're not seeing a lot of slow playing. We're seeing just good, solid poker all around. And who would have thought $25 buffet poker would get you to this point where you're paying for a $30,000 prize pool? It's pretty crazy. Check out easternpokertour.com, though. Find out where you can play and how you can get yourself here. So as I said, we're looking at the feature and final table right now. Action is on John Dillon. John goes all in with his short stack. He is all in for $275,000. Action is on the man Simon. Call him Johnny Knoxville. I heard that Chris asked him about that earlier today, and he says he does get that a lot, but I'm going to tell you, it's uncanny. He is Johnny Knoxville. Andrew debating what he wants to do with his 10-jack. He gets rid of it. Zach gets rid of his suited queen. Nikki says no to her king, and Brad says no as well. All right, action on Basil Congro. Basil, season 29 champion. He makes the call. They flip the cards. It's a pretty standard race.
Maybe needs a new pair of shoes. Go there, Lisa. Right in the window.
Haha, we all want Jake.
Good. Deuce. 3, 4.
John's just getting stronger. As you can see, Basil has 2 outs. 10 and only a 10. Full house for John. John doubles up at that point. So, Matt, 88 for this tournament, but it's a year-long season. We get that. Players accumulate points throughout an entire season. So let's start from the beginning here. Show up at a bar poker, at an Eastern Poker Tour event. Play an event. If you win that event, you get to go to the monthly event automatically. If you accumulate, as Matt says, enough points throughout the season or throughout the month, you can also get to that monthly event. If you accumulate enough points throughout the season, you get here. It's really easy, though, to do it. It's not a lot of ways. There are other ways to qualify. You're so right. 400 people started yesterday in the tournament that they were in this main tournament as well. So, Matt, yeah, I understand your summary right there, and that it is a long season, and there are many ways to qualify. But get down to a bar. Somebody get down to a bar where you see it. One win can get you here. Simple as that. 7 players left. Again, 88 players started today. That's what we whittled down to from yesterday. They were from our monthly event. They were from special events, a couple of the open events, and then the final 16 from yesterday.
Giants clash.
Basil, with his ace, queen, and the small blind, is shoving right here.
So close.
Brad raised to 500 with his ace, queen. Basil with his ace, queen. They're going to flip them. And they're going to see their... They will take a little money, though. They'll take the blinds. Right? Yeah, right. All right. We're looking for a flush for somebody. Nope. Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun. Diamond for Basil gives him the flush. Chop, chop. Chop, chop. Basil Congro representing the charity division in the first heat. John Dillon representing the North Shore in the second position. Simon Winchell Manning, the man. Johnny Knoxville representing Southern Mass. Andrew Camacho from the South Coast. Zach De Silva from the South Coast. Nikki Davis from Framingham in our 6th position. And Central's Brad Cormier. Mr. Beef in the 7th position. All right. Timmy splits up the money. Grabs his cards. He's about to shuffle.
Somewhere out there, there's a casino dealer. He knows how to push them. And then that happens. They go, nope, that doesn't.
I give you credit before you got it all the way
I
home.
know.
$1,200 for the next prize. Next person to get knocked out. It's not a bad share.
It's a far reach for all of us.
All right, Andrew under the gun wakes up with Jack, Ace Jack. Zach in 2nd position with his pocket jacks. We're seeing their cards first. I suspect a raise coming out of Andrew in this position. Blinds are 50, 100, 100, meaning there's 250,000 in the pot pre-flop. I say he goes to, shoves all in. 900,000. I think a $200,000 or $300,000, $250,000 bet might have done the same thing. Seven players. Zach also goes all in. You see him say those words. Nikki folds. Brad doesn't see anything he likes. He gets out of the cutoff position. Basil on the button. He's not going to like his king 8. Not for most of his chips. Johnny D. Mr. North Shore. All right, we're going to see a flop. Ace Jack for Andrew. Jacks for Zach. Zach is slightly ahead with his jacks. Say all this real fast, right? After 6 hours. Flop. Dun dun dun. Ace. 2. Queen. Andrew hits his ace. 10 on the turn. Ace on the river. All right. Way to go, Zach. Congratulations, Zach. $1,200 for you. 7th place in the Season 32 championship here. That's awesome, Zach. $1,200. Zach De Silva, South Coast. Way to go. Like that, 6 players left at this awesome final table. And, hey, Lovey, just the only thing I'll say about the South Coast is the South Coast players did not get penalized. Their region stayed intact for the championship, and they were able to qualify as if their season ended not the 2 weeks sooner than it had. Andrew Camacho, almost a double up on that. Way to go. Action under the gun. Nikki with her 10-jack doesn't want to see it. Brad on the hijack position, pocket 2s. What does he want to do with that? He's going to take a stab at it. Pair at this point is big, and they just get bigger. Brad raises $250,000. 2 times the pot. 2 times the ball. Meaning 2.5 times the big blind. Doubling the pot. Andrew, ace 5, $150,000 for him to call. After his newfound chips, he's now up to $1.8 million. Joey LeBlanc sending out a big congrats to Zach. Brad takes it down. Simon on the button with his ace 8, $100,000 for him to call. He's debating his option here. No one did anything in front of him, so he's pretty consistent. He's going to make a little move here. $250,000 it looks like he's pulling out. $200,000. Fold, fold. And just like that, he takes another pot. Shows him this time.
Doesn't work so well for me.
50-50. 50-50.
Lost chips.
All right, Andrew on the button. Nikki, small blind. Brad's big blind. 50,000, 100,000, 100,000. Fold, fold, fold. Action on Simon. Fold. Andrew with 9-7 on the button. Looks like he's throwing out 300,000. Raise to 350,000 rather. Nikki gets out of the can. Brad in the big blind, 250 for him to call. And just like that, the hand is over. All right, Brad in the small blind, Basil in the big blind. John is first to act. $250,000 in that pot pre-flop. There's a lot of money in there. It's a good chunk of most of these stacks. Brad's out of the way. Basil doesn't stick around either. John wins with the all-in, shows the ace. Simon doesn't want to stick around. Action is on Andrew. We don't know what his cards are. He gets rid of them. Nikki in the cutoff position doesn't stick around with her 9-4 as well. Brad on the button doesn't want to play. We're on to the blinds. Basil 8-3 suited in the small blind. He just hands the blinds over to John. John picks up another $250,000 just like that.
And all the gifts you have to buy.
All right, next hand underway. All right. Simon says no. Action on Andrew with his 7-3. Oh, sorry. Andrew is first to act. $325,000. Nikki folds. Brad folds. Basil is Jack 2 on the button. He's not going to play that. John wakes up with Queen 5 in the small blind. He ain't going to play that. And we don't know Simon's cards. So we'll find out in just a moment, maybe. $225,000 for Simon to call. This bet of $325,000.
It's $325.
Simon confirming how much Andrew put in. Andrew is not making a move. Simon folds the big blind. Andrew picks up some more chips. If you just are checking in or finding us on the stream, we're here live in Milford, Massachusetts. This is Eastern Poker Tour's Season 32 Championship, $30,000 prize pool, $10,000 up front. You can see our chip counts right now. Brad is our leader, Simon right behind him, Andrew and Nikki right behind them as well. We are here after a full year of the biggest bar poker league in the country. Season came to an end. 400 and something people, 400 people qualified for this weekend. They whittled themselves down to 88 players today. We are down to the final 6 players. We had some great events this weekend. We had the high roller event, a $1,650 buy-in, $37,000 up front for that, $27,000 for second place. Brian Ing, a retired poker professional, took that down. We had a $20,000 guaranteed event, a couple $10,000 guaranteed events, a $5,000 guaranteed event. We have a mystery bounty event going on right now. And we also have a satellite going on right now for Bar Poker Open's $400,000 national championship out in Las Vegas. $1,400 is the next prize up for grabs. One of these people are going to take it. $10,000 sitting up top. If you're in the area, we're in Milford, Mass. At the DoubleTree by Hilton. We're in the convention center in the ballroom. Come down. Come check it out. You can watch this. We have seats set up. We have a bunch of people out there watching it right now. Some are playing the other events. Some are rooting on their friends from the region. But definitely come down, check it out if you want to see what this is all about. If you heard this broadcast and you said you just came down, I'll even give you a tour behind the scenes when this is all over. But you got to come down before this is over and check it out. All right, next hand. All right, Basil under the gun with 7-5 suited. He does not make the call. 100,000 if you wanted to call. John sees those pairs and just shoves it all in. 700,000 for John. Simon with his king queen. 700,000 for him to make this call. He's going to think about it for a minute for sure. Simon the man, who doesn't seem to make many mistakes and has just incredibly been chipping up this whole time, does make the call. Andrew with his 6-7 on the button. He's going to get out of this. Nikki in the small blind with her king 6 says, no, oh boy. Brad wakes up with pocket aces in the big blind. Brad shoves all in, 2.75 million. Simon did fold, smartly so. John Dillon, Brad Cormier.
You tell me that.
John's tournament at stake.
Oh man, this is putting me right back in the glory, huh?
I made a little contribution for you there.
Heard Simon say he made a little contribution to John if John gets back in the glory. All right, we'll let this one run out.
3, 4, 5. I need 2 pads. One will do a 6.
No real help there.
I'll take a 7. I'm in trouble.
Ace for Brad. Locks it up.
Baby, give me
There's
that
nothing.
6.
The 6 doesn't help.
Good luck, everybody.
Oh, John, just like that. 6th place. Congratulations, $1,400 for you, John, the godfather of the North Shore. The North Shore season champ as well. Walks out with $1,400, leaving us with 5 players left. $1,800 to the next spot. $2,400 for 4th, $3,400 for 3rd, $6,000 for 2nd, and $10,000 for that top place. 5 players left. Basil Congro from Charity. Simon Winchell Manning from Southern Mass. Andrew Camacho representing South Coast. Nikki Davis from Framingham and Brad Cormier from the Central Region. Nice chip up for Brad. Got an extra $700,000 in that pot from Simon's contribution. That I wouldn't say was a mistake, but probably the only little hiccup in Simon's game all afternoon. Matt, you're so right. John certainly represented North Shore well. Great run for him. And he likes to sing. I love hearing that. Steve B, nice job, John. gives a shout out to Zach, lets him know he had a nice run as well. Guys, thank you for checking in on this. We love the fact that you're in the chat. Down to 5 players. 50,000, 100,000, 100,000 big blind. 250,000 in the pot pre-flop. As you see, Andrew with his King 8. King is a strong card. Raises to 225,000 in the cutoff position. Basil on the big blinds. 125 for him to call. Basil is debating what he wants to do. Andrew went into his hibernating position. He is debating on what he wants. I'm going to let Basil sit on this for a moment. And Basil lets it go. There you go. Andrew takes some more chips into his stack. Rob Garrett, big shout out. Let's go, Basil. All right, get a little production meeting. Hang on 1 second.
Good luck, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, looks like Basil is shoving with his ace-king. Simon in the big blind wakes up with a pocket pair. Oh, no. He trusts Basil have a big hand. He doesn't want to give up any more chips like that 700 he did a moment ago, so he's going to get out of the hand. Tim, hang on a sec. I'll get to you. All right. Brad up top with 4.2 million in chips. Andrew in second with 2.1 million. Simon slipped back a little, 1.5 million. Basil 1.2, and Nikki with 1.2 million. Tim, just curious, what's the furthest people actually travel for these events? Because I'm willing to travel, I just need the right event. So check out the website, check out the Facebook page, check out the website, Tim, easternpokertour.com. They have pub events that have varying ranges of prizes. They have charity events that have various ranges and prizes. And they might be close enough for you to play. There's only a few states that we play in directly, but there are other leagues around, but we want you to come into the Eastern Poker Tour, so come check it out. You're not too far from the Framingham Central region. You're actually not too far from the North Shore region as well, so find an event, see what piques your interest there. But people travel. They're not necessarily traveling out of state. For our big events, they probably will come as far as Foxwoods in Connecticut and New Hampshire. We've seen a few players from Southern Maine as well at some of the bigger events. All right, so Andrew, pocket fives in his option. Nikki with ace 10. Flop, jack 5-6. Nikki doesn't hit anything. Andrew gets his set. Andrew checks. Nikki doesn't think he has anything. Makes a bet with the ace-10. Doesn't think Andrew hit his card. Andrew in a great slow-playing opportunity here. Does he just make the call or does he re-raise? Is he worried about a straight or a flush draw for 5-6 or the spades? I don't think so. And there's a pretty significant raise. His raise 850,000, 525,000 for Nikki to call. She goes all in, hoping to push him off a hand. She just doesn't think Andrew has anything, and Andrew's trying to bully her. We'll find out. I don't think she's going to like what she sees. I don't imagine Andrew folding this in any situation.
Yeah, you got me.
Nikki made one little hiccup here. Ace 10, though, strong 5 players, that's for sure. All right, so we got a set versus runner.
Queen king. Good game,
Andrew's set holds. Congratulations, Nikki. 5th place. Holy cow, $1,800. Way to go, Nikki. Framingham represented in the house, Nikki Davis. Takes home $1,800, $2,400 to the next prize pool. She was at one point Tim drawing dead. 2.5 hours. That's a drive. But I'll tell you, check out the Walpole charity events for the drive. They are great. Saturday, there's an 80% payback late in the afternoon. So just like that, we are down to 4 players. Eastern Poker Tour Season 32, $30,000 championship. We are live here. I've been with you all afternoon. Having lots of fun, seeing lots of great poker. 4 solid players at this table, and this should be an exciting foursome here. Eastern Poker Tour champion, BarPokerOpen.com champion, Basil Congro in the first position, wakes up with Queen Jack. He ships his jack. He ships his hand. Correct him. You should. Definitely. It's a fun tournament they're doing. Ooh, Basil wakes up with King Queen versus. I'm sorry, Brad wakes up with King Queen versus Basil's Queen Jack. And he doesn't want to waste any of those chips. He's got a big chip lead at this point, but every pot is huge at this point as well. Keep in mind, I've been going since early this afternoon. Brad up top with 3.9 million. Andrew in second with 26 big blinds and 3.3 million. Basil 1.6 million in chips, and there's Simon sitting tight. He's going to have to start playing, I think, at this point again, but 1.4 million, 11 big blinds. After all his hard work, I wouldn't want to see him whittle his way out. But you have, again, some solid players. This is his first feature table. I did ask him earlier. He does shove. He sees his ace 6. Andrew right behind him, though. Ace jack. Is he seeing? And he shoves. He asks for a count. $1.475 million. Simon all in with. is ace-6. He just doesn't want. He wants to take it down right now. A little less than half of Andrew's stack. Andrew could push in this position. I'm not sure it's the right thing to call, considering him and Brad are the chip leaders right now. All right. Way to go, Simon. Takes down another pot. Andrew does not go along.
What it was on that earlier. Wow.
Yeah, jacks. I'm not gonna fold.
Yeah.
But
That's a discipline.
it was
Smart.
yeah, that was a good fold too. But I'm gonna have to check that.
What is it, 125? Is that 125 now?
Blinds are 75, 125, 125, 325,000 in the pot pre-flop. It's a lot of money in the pre-flop. Young God, I'm going to speak to the characters of both Brad and Basil. They are not colluding. True, 508. See it, payouts 10,000 up front, 6,000, 3,400, 2,400 left. That's it. 4 people. We're almost down to a champion. Brad under the gun wakes up with pocket threes. Any pair at this point is a pretty strong hand. I have to believe he's going to take a stab at it. He's going to bet about 400. I'd say 400,000. 325,000 maybe. 325,000. Simon, a small blind, 250 to call with his queen 5. He's not calling this, historically speaking. Andrew, ace 4 in the big blind. He folds and shows his ace. Brad takes down another pot, just grabbing those chips where he can. Smart. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't sure on the king-queen fold, but somebody, you never know, you know. Karen Davis, big congrats to Nikki. Rightfully deserved, for sure. All right, here we go. Basil, first act, queen 4 under the gun. No likey. Simon, 6-4 on the button. I'm not going to see him doing anything here either. Unless he just wants to play aggressive, but yeah, that's smart. Andrew, small blind, suited connectors, 7-8 of hearts. Got pushed on a couple hands. Does he snap back against Brad? There you go. That's the answer. I think he raised to 375. Yeah, he did. Brad with his pocket pair, all in over the top. It's going to be Andrew's life to make this call. Andrew's been beat up on a few hands. He's been making strong moves, but a couple players in the course of the afternoon did snap back. You can see the frustration. He does not like that. No one does. Big shout out to Craig B. Runs the charity region. Thank you from Brian Jacks, one of the cool guys out in poker. Andrew folds it. We're very unhappy about that fold. You can see it in his eyes. But I think it's the right thing to do. He made the right bet. Brad, though, again, another strong player. You see the chip counts. Brad just increased his chips to 5 million chips. Andrew in second place right there with 2.5 million. Simon, 1.4, sitting on that 11 big blind. And Basil with 10 big blinds at 1.2 million. Action is on Simon. Simon Q7 first to act. Does not want to play that. Andrew, King 5. And those blinds are for an outer tournament, not this tournament. You heard Hank yell that out. Andrew gets rid of his. 50,000 for Brad to call on the small blind. 10-7 suited connector. Brad raises to 300,000. Basil, 175,000 to call on the big blind. Already has some significant money invested in the pot. $250,000 invested. Does he stick around for almost? Does he make the call for almost half his chips? He does not. He shoves at this point. He's going to put the test to Brad.
That's $1 million.
Yep. Thank you.
1.15. Don't worry, Tim. We got it.
850,000 for Brad to call. I don't see him making that call, and he does let it down. So, Basil adds a few chips to his stack. Andrew, first position, pocket sevens for him. Maybe 500,000, I'm going to guess. Andrew sticks out there. He does not want Brad or Basil to call. Action back to Simon. 9-6 in the big blind. Raise was 650,000. Small blind, big blind. Let's put a little feeler out there, young god. Put a little feeler about heads up. Thought he could get Basil to fold. Basil doesn't fold. There you go. All right, Brad on top with 4.7 million. Andrew with 2.8. Basil. And Simon. Brad Foster, what up? Says, let's go, Andrew. Basil gets rid of his queen 5. Andrew. Simon in the small blind. Queen 3, 50,000 to call. He just lets Andrew take it down. Andrew doesn't show the cards. All right, you can see our payouts. $10,000 to first place, $6,000 for second, $3,400 for third, and $2,400 for fourth. Blind 75,000, 125, 125,000, 325,000. Pre-flop. Just like that. All right. Good job, Simon. Takes down another pot. All right. Button on Andrew. Small blind. Brad. Big blind. Basil. Simon is the first to act in this case. Simon with 7-4. I suspect he's just going to get away from that, of course. Andrew with 6-2 button. 6-2 of diamonds. All right, Andrew. Andrew raises to 450,000. Brad folds. Basil in the big blind with King Jack here. 325,000 for him to make this call. Basil weighing his options. Basil counting out some chips. Looks like he's debating on making the call or not. Or seeing what that leaves him in chips. Jason, we haven't had any issues today, and I'm going to have to believe that 6-2 is correct. Andrew might be playing an aggressive hand here. Yeah, he has made a couple laydowns, but Basil has 2. So is he sensing something? That's the question. And does he feel that a strong bet is just going to get Basil off the hand because Basil has the fold equity. If he gets out of it now, he still has enough chips to play around. If he calls, what does that do to his chip stack? So I think Andrew might have seen and recognized part of that calculation. And that's the case. But yeah, card reader has been accurate all day today. This would be the first. Andrew's been playing aggressive in position. And he gets Basil to let it go. Aggression. You hear the pros say it all the time. Be aggressive. Andrew has picked his moments to be aggressive, and most of those aggressive moments with the let's say, outside the box cards have worked well. And please, young God, these are not professionals. These are all amateur poker players, but just happen to be really good poker players. And they have earned their way to this final table, and they have really busted their asses all season long. Probably should have played the ace, I agree. Let's see what happens in this hand right now. Andrew under the gun calls. Brad with his king 8 on the button raises to 350,000. Let's see what he does with this ace. Basil, small blind, 275,000 for him to call. Let's see what he does. Basil gets rid of it. Simon in the big blind looks at 9-4. He's not going to play around with it. Andrew, who limped pre-flop, does he stick around with his ace? He doesn't. He limp folds it. It's a lot of money at stake. The next chip up position and the cash up position is 2,400 to 3,400 to 6 to 10. He could be looking at that as well. All right, Brad, first to act, wakes up with 2-3 offsuit, doesn't like it. Basil's out of the hand. Oh, Simon wakes up with another pair. Let's see, he's got 1.1 million in the small blind. He's already invested 75,000 into this. Simply, it's 125 to... Andrew with his ace jack in the big blind. He's probably drooling over that right now. Ace jack, huge hand. Pre-flop, four players. But that queen of clubs, queen of diamonds is a monster hand right now.
It's to 350.
Andrew raises to 350,000, announces it and pushes the chips up. Simon raises it to 350,000, announces it, pushes the chips out. Andrew, 225 to call. Andrew, it looks like a frustrated all-in. He's not going to like this when he sees this. Simon with his pocket queens. Andrew with ace jack. He shoved. You could tell that was a frustrated shove. Good luck, boys. Brett, the money is. All right, we're going to let this play out.
Put an ace there, please. Now the queen. Specify.
4-2-7 doesn't really help much. Andrew's still looking for one of the 3 aces out there. Now there's a straight draw. Straight does not come either. All right. Simon doubles up again. Again, Simon has been playing solid poker all day long, and he's only been chipping up. He had one hiccup where he donated about 700,000 and let his chip stack subside just a bit, but beyond that, his hands, he's been playing the right hands at the right time, and they've been holding. You get hands and they hold, that is great. Simon doubles up off Andrew. Andrew is rightfully frustrated. Just lost about, I'd say, half his chips. Down to 4 players, $2,400 for the next person knocked out. Action on Basil gets rid of the 8-4. Andrew on the small blind, 7-4. Simon is the dealer button, Ace-7. Simon has had similar cards in similar positions. I do suspect a raise coming in. Raises to 300,000, gets Andrew off the hand. Brad in the big blind. Jack 8 of hearts, almost suited connectors. Looks like Brad is going to make the call. So we're going to see a flop. Ace, 7-5. Simon hits his ace and his 7. How cool is that? Jack 8 for Brad. Nothing going. We got 2 back doors for Brad, both on the both. But Simon pretty strong right now with the 2 pairs. Simon might check here. May not want the flush or a possible straight draw to come, so that's why he's reaching for chips. $275,000, very strong bet in this situation. And Brad does fold. And again, Simon chips up. Like he's been doing all tournament at the right moments. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Joe Star in the house. Joe's on the chat. True. Good catch, Brett. As you can see, our chip counts right there. Just so you guys all know, Joe Starr, who plays on the U.S. national softball team, also a great charity poker for Eastern Poker Tour. Joe hit a softball in the Toronto Sky Dome in a home run derby competition off the glass in the Hard Rock Cafe in deep center field. That's right. The glass in deep center field, which the Hard Rock Cafe is in, Joe hit a softball from home plate, and it hit it. Anyways, it's always fun to have Joe in the chat. All right, let's see what goes on with this hand here. All right, everybody's going to fold. Basil's just going to take that one down. Michael Rodriguez, South Coast boy. Andrew Camacho still in there. Rooting him on. All right, next hand here. Andrew first to act. 10 Jack suited. And he shoves. He is going to make a move with his 10 Jack suited. Brad's out, Basil's out. On Simon in the big blind. It's 1.5 million for him to call. It's almost half his chips with a Queen 7 offsuit. I don't think he's calling here, but he's been pretty consistent not making snap folds and always looking like he's thinking about it. Smart poker play. He is ahead at the moment, but very slightly. Thank you, Chris. Always appreciate the props. I'll be sure to let everybody else know as well. And the shove paid off. Everybody folds. All right, Simon, small blind. Andrew, big blind. $75,000, $125,000, $125,000 are the blinds. Brad in first position with ace 6 of hearts. He raises to $350,000. Basil folds his 10-8. Simon in the small blind, $275 for him to call. Queen 7, he does not call that. That is very typical of his afternoon action. Andrew with his Jack 8 also gets away. Brad takes down another pot, increases his chip lead. If you're just tuning in, you are watching the final table at Eastern Poker Tour's Season 32 $30,000 championship here live in Milford, Massachusetts at the DoubleTree by Hilton. Basil folds his hand under the gun. Simon is out of that. Small blind Andrew 10-5. Brad with a 5-2 in the big blind. But that big chip stack. Andrew going to continue his aggressive play. Makes sense. And he does. And Brad gets rid of the hand. Like I said, if you're just checking in, we are live at the final table. Eastern Poker Tours Season 32 $30,000 championship. $10,000 for first place, $6,000 for second place, $3,400 for third, and $2,400 for fourth up for grabs right now. Well over 4,000 players in Eastern Poker Tour took the journey and played at pubs all over Eastern Mass, Central Mass, Southern Mass, and Rhode Island. They worked their way to the monthly championships. They played online. 400 players came in yesterday to play this tournament. 87 of those players moved on to today, and we are down to the final 4. Eastern Poker Tour Championship is part of the Eastern Poker Open, where we have some other really cool events going on. $1,650 high roller feature tournament. $102,000 in that prize pool, $37,000 up front. Brian Ing took that one down. Had a couple 20K guarantee events, a couple 10K guarantee events, 5K guarantee events. It's been a wonderful weekend. There's a bounty tournament going on right now in the outer rings there. You can see the chip counts. And several Bar Poker Open packages have been given away as well to the $400,000 championship out in Las Vegas coming up in June. There are the payouts again. All right, here we go. Brad has the button. Basil first. Basil small blind. Ooh, and an all-in King 7 under the gun by Andrew. He is pushing. He is continuing the pressure here. Simon in big blind, ace 2 suited, knowing that Andrew has been pushing. You haven't seen every hand. I'm not sure if Simon makes this call or not. He doesn't. He lets it go. Thanks, Sonia. I appreciate it. Oh, it definitely would be helpful to have that second person, but I'm trying. I am just trying. I agree with you, Brett. 100% on that first comment that he actually gives walks. I'm not one who follows my small blind very often, but very true. You're making some great points, Brett. Thank you. Always appreciate the assessments in the chat. Yeah, Nicholas, I don't see that happening. Brad is just playing solid like Simon is. Basil just hasn't really had much to do in the right position, and he's in the wrong position to act in a lot of cases, it seems like, this tournament. Andrew has been playing very aggressive, but it's cost him on a couple occasions. So it's a little, yin and yang. Boston Chowda. Pete hasn't been with us for a few years, unfortunately, but I miss my buddy. He's down in Florida. He's doing awesome down there. I wish we could get him up here for a tournament, though. I would love to have him sit in with me. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Simon makes a bet, $225,000 in the small blind. $225 for Andrew to call on that flop, and he does not. He takes down another pot. They're going back and forth right now. True, Brett. Basil could have, and so these guys have been playing since 10 o'clock this morning Eastern time. It's almost 9 o'clock. I've been talking since, 1 o'clock. So maybe there is, these guys typically don't play these long-length tournaments, although Basil and Brad, as far as I know, are the ones that have the most experience at it. A little tiredness could be coming in. Basil just might not feel he has the right cards to do it. Oh, Zach, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Good run, Zach. That was awesome to watch you play today. I really had fun. Very true, Brett. Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that he's not experienced at this, but sitting at a table this long really can affect you. Again, who knows, right? None of us are professionals. Let's just say that. We are all amateur poker players. We're all avid poker players. We love poker, and we love playing it. So we're here to try this the best we can, and that's what I'm going to say, and you never know. Like I said, in hindsight, when you can see what's going on, young God, I guess you can see a lot, right? That's why we have the advantage of being on this side and being able to critique them. Definitely a Joe move, right? Thanks, Tony. I appreciate that, buddy. Good run yourself. Kenny Powers. He is. Pete the Meat is a fun player at the table. Sat at many tournament tables with him as well over the years. Remember, we have the advantage of seeing cards. They don't. Hindsight is always 20/20. All right, let's get back to some action. Been following the chat, but I gotta do a lot of things here. All right, Brad with his ace-4 makes a raise on the button. That's a smart button. Basil in the small blind folds his cards. All right, Simon wakes up with dun dun dun. We'll find out momentarily. Gets rid of his cards regardless. All right, Button moves over to Basil. Simon is small blind. Andrew is big blind. Brad is going to be first to act. See Brad with his 4.7 million in chips. Simon right behind him with 2.4 million. Andrew with 2.3. And Basil with his 775,000. Brad folds his 8-7. Basil obviously not at the table, so his cards fold. Simon lets Andrew have a walk in that position. All right, let's see what happens with the next hand here. All right. Button on Simon. Andrew, small blind. Brad, big blind. Ooh, Basil just makes it back in time, but does not get his cards. Oh, that is right, Kenny. Kenny Power, that's for sure. I remember those days. And definitely those back to those days in Winchester, for sure. All right. Simon raises 450,000 with his ace. Very consistent with his play. Andrew, though, in the small blind has a beautiful hand. King, queen of clubs. He's pushing out the chips to make that call. Brad, in the big blind, wakes up with a pair right now. Simon with his continued aggressive raise. Brad shoves all in. And now it's test is on Andrew. What does he want to do with the king queen? If he knew Brad had the fours, maybe he snap calls that. But everybody's going to be interested in watching this feed, I'll tell you that. They are all going to learn stuff about themselves. True, Kenny.
Nice and low for me, sir. Nice and low, please. Nice hand.
Andrew hits his queen. As you can see, he's a big... Andrew hits another queen. You can see he's 95% chance to win this one out. There you go. Andrew doubles up off the chip leader. Take a moment while they count up the chips. We are live at Eastern Poker Tours, Season 32, $30,000 championship. We are live on a 30-minute delay at the Doubletree by Hilton here in Milford, Massachusetts. We have taken over their ballroom and convention center. These guys have been nothing but very cool to all of us here this year. The servers with the drink carts, the QRS code where you can order at the table and have them deliver food right to your table from the restaurant. Pretty cool. The fact that they've had entertainment in the bar this weekend, they really, really liked having us and took care of us, and we want to thank them as well for having us. Check out EasternPokerTour.com. You guys, it's so easy to get to this championship. All you have to do is win one event to get to a monthly championship. All you have to do is get in the top 8 in the monthly to get here. It's that easy. Or just accumulate enough points by playing the pub events. Whether your region is online or pub or charity, there are so many ways, as we've discussed in the chat, to get here. qualify for through so many avenues. So much fun watching these guys play poker, that's for sure. All right, these guys are going to play a hand. I'm going to take 30 seconds. And I am back.
Can I get a count, please?
What a great afternoon of poker. What a great afternoon of poker. All right. You know, we're seeing Basil all in with his ace-2 suited. Simon, $225,000 for him to call with king-jack. Lost the flush draw on that. But it's a strong hand, 4 players. He's going to make that call. Action on Andrew with his pocket 3s. Looks like he's making the call as well. All right, Basil's tournament at risk. Simon's chip stack at risk. Basil standing up, awaiting his fate. Andrew gets rid of his cards. All right, ace-2, king-jack. Simon, 86% chance at this point. Six of hearts doesn't really help anyone. 7 of hearts certainly didn't help anyone. Just like that, Basil Congro, 4th place. $2,400 for Basil. Way to go, buddy. Basil, barpokeropen.com champion, former Eastern Poker Tour champion, makes another Eastern Poker Tour final table. Walks out with $2,400 on another cash for that really good poker player himself. Big chip up for Simon. It's going to put him in a good chip position. 3 players now. Hands are getting stronger and stronger. We're going to see some more action here. Blinds are now 150,000 with 150,000. Excuse me, big blind ante. That's 400,000 in the pot pre-flop every hand. All right, here we go. 3 players left. Andrew Camacho up top with 5.2 million. Simon Winchell Manning from South Mass in second place. 20 big blinds, 3.1 million. And Brad still sticking around, 13 big blinds at 2 million. Lots of poker. Lots of poker still to be played. It's only 9 o'clock at night. These guys have been going since 10 o'clock this morning. Brad sees his ace-5 under the gun and shoves all in. Simon in the small blind, 6-5. He's going to get rid of this. He's not going to stick around. There you go. Andrew, ace-8 in the big blind, 1.8 million to call. He's not going to, way too much money to call. He's not sticking around as well. Kenny, he did. That's true. All right, 3 players left. We got Southern Mass, we got South Coast, and we got the Central regions all represented here. As you can see, Simon Winchell folds his button. Andrew, small blind. Ace, Jack against Brad's ace-2 in the big blind. I suspect a big raise from Andrew right here. Super strong hand at this point. He's going to try and take down this pot. I don't think he's going to value bet it to get Brad to stick around, though. Does not want Brad to catch up. He's not made. Oh, look at that. Andrew makes his bet. Brad over the top with his ace. All in and a snap call by Andrew. Brad didn't like the fact that his ace was very dominated. Flop, Jack 8-5. Andrew hits his Jack. So Brad is a very small percentage chance in winning here. 10 doesn't help. Does give him the flush draw, though. Let's say that. Queen is not the heart that Brad was looking for. Brad, great job, buddy. Brad Cormier, 3rd place.
I feel like this was fated.
$3,400 for Brad. Nice cash, Brad. Congratulations. I know you wanted to get a little further. I know that was your goal. I talked to you earlier. But holy cow. Andrew Macho Camacho from South Coast.
Yeah.
Simon.
But it was rough because I think I was like in 3rd position.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to them. Simon Winchell Manning from Southern Mass.
It was one-on-one at that point.
There are chip stacks. Andrew, the double.
So we're going to move you over to this.
A little more than double of Simon's chip stack.
Are we getting rid of the big ones?
About 30 minutes and after 10-minute break.
All right, Eastern Poker Tours Season 32 Championship heads up at the final table. Pretty psyched to see this. It's been a great afternoon of poker, that's for sure. Good. I think they're just organizing themselves for the final two for the cameras right now. I wasn't told anything else. Andrew Macho Camacho, Simon Johnny Knoxville, Winchell Manning. I like that.
Simon, you'll be the big blind winner.
Payouts $10,000 up top, $6,000 for second place. Wouldn't mind spending a day, even being all day, and make $6,000 or $10,000.
Dealer both is the small, and the other person will be the big.
Melissa, we are all proud of Brad. He's a good guy. You can tell him I said that.
Big blind answer, just the big, just the ones.
Okay.
Andrew had 20K at one point. I know, right?
We're at 100, 150.
Yep, we're still at 100, 150, 6
All right.
Andrew just kept grinding and grinding and grinding. Simon kept grinding and grinding and grinding. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool to watch these two guys play. They really deserve to be here. All right. 7-6, 9-5. Not much of a hand, but we're only heads up, so anything can happen right now. I think they did take the big they took the ante out of play to help speed things up. Heads up, makes sense. So blinds are 100,000, 150,000. Simon, big blind, 6-7. Andrew top pair, Simon with the draw, makes a bet. Andrew looks like he's counting out more chips, going to re-raise him here. Right, Mike? Way to go, Brad. We all agree. What's up, Mike Riley? How you doing, buddy? How's your new job? Did you just get a new job? Heard you got a new job or something to that effect. True, true. Simon does make the call. Simon hits his 6. Andrew still with top pair.
Check.
Both with draws. You can see that Simon has 9 outs though. Andrew's going to go push it. Still got to believe his 9 high. Top pair, rather, is the best. All right, as you can see, Andrew is 7 million in chips. Simon with 2.4 million in chips. Gonna let these hands kind of play themselves out at this point. As you can see, there's the championship trophy right there. Simon all in, putting the pressure on the small stack. Probably get Simon to fold. Oh, sorry, Simon pushed. I take that back. All right, Simon in the big blind, Andrew in the small blind on the button. Andrew 50,000 to call with his Jack 2, Simon with his Jack 8. Andrew counting out chips. He's going to continue to put the pressure. Simon makes the call here. We're going to see a flop. Look at that. Both hit their top pair. Simon hits his 2 pair, though. I can't imagine all chips not getting all in here. Andrew's certainly going to make a raise here. Simon is going to snap shove or snap call, whichever the case may be. And there's the raise. $500,000 to call. It's a quarter, a little less than a quarter of Simon's stack. He's posturing his Jack 8 right there, that's for sure. I like that he's taking his time here. I mean, the way he's thinking, it looks like he has the 8, not necessarily 2 pair. Andrew raises with overpair. And there's the all-in. Pretty sure he just said, oh no, he just simply made a raise. I thought he said all in. I take that back. Raises to $1 million. That's what I thought. I thought Simon was going to shove in that position, but the raise makes sense. Maybe he's trying to entice Andrew to make that shove all in. Give Andrew all the time in the world he needs here. His frustration, though, shouldn't be shown. Andrew lets it go. As you can see, there's the championship trophy they're all playing for. Hand 189 since the day began. Go figure.
450,000.
All right. Simon on the button raises his queen 9 to 450,000. Andrew in the big blind, 300,000 for him to call his suited connectors. All right, flop, ace, 7, 9. Simon hits his 9, top pair. Andrew, runner opportunity for the straight, it looks like. Andrew makes a bet. I'm sorry, Simon makes a bet. Andrew gets away from that hand. Just like all tournament, Simon's continuing to chip up. Sense of frustration really does seem to be coming over Andrew, but I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for both you guys. You guys are both been playing awesome poker. Don't let this frustration get to you, Andrew. Keep playing your game, though. Simon, big blind, wakes up. King, queen. Andrew with his queen 7 continues the pressure. Looks like a $400,000 bet. Oh, 600,000. 600,000. And a call. King, queen, queen 7. That's I have to say, a dominated queen. Queen 5, 10. Andrew all in and a call. Makes sense. Try and get him off the hand. Doesn't like the fact that his queen is dominated, though. 87% chance for Simon to keep this one. 4 really doesn't help. Two pair. Nice hit. $3.8 million bump up for Simon. Gonna let Timmy count this one out. This is gonna take a second. Whew. We're watching aggression go back and forth on this heads up, that's for sure. Hey, while Timmy is counting those chips. Guess what? I am joined by the one and only Glenn McCrory. Welcome, Glenn. Are you there?
I'm here.
There you are. How you doing?
Readjust my audio.
There you go.
Doing all right.
What a great day of poker.
Absolutely. A lot of great play. Lot of play.
Of play. That is certain.
It's nice not to see the blinds. 8, 10, 6 blinds. People are actually able to maneuver a little bit.
Blinds are not eating up the poker play
Yeah.
for sure. And I got to tell you, Sam Winchell Manning from Southern Mass has been on fire this entire tournament. I think he made one hiccup. I don't even call it a flaw. He donated some chips, but he worked his stack right back up, and he's been doing nothing but that all tournament.
I feel like he did an amazing job so far of avoiding problems, avoiding conflict.
Yep.
Just I remembered saying earlier, I was like, oh wow, he's second in chips, and he just had a very quiet journey to that. Didn't really get himself too involved or anything.
Exactly. All right, so Andrew, ace 10 all in. Simon wakes up with the pocket sixes. All in. Andrew didn't like seeing the pair.
No, he's got some work to do, but they're virtually a coin flip here.
Exactly. As you can see, 51.49%. That is straight up a coin flip. 9-3-5, really no help for anyone.
Still 4-1 lead now. No longer a coin flip.
No.
You need some help.
Six outs. Six outs. That's it. And the jack. Guess what? Just like that.
Wow, I don't even get to hang out very long.
You didn't even get to hang out very long. We have an EPT Season 32 champion. Congratulations,
Wow.
Simon Winchell Manning from Southern Mass. $10,000 in your pocket. Way to go, buddy.
Get the official count here.
I think so.
Yeah. Tim's going to make sure we don't want to make any rash decisions.
Way to go. Way to go, Simon. Congratulations, Andrew Macho Camacho, though. Second place, $6,000 for your showing. Way to go today, buddy. That was a nice run, though. You had an awesome. It was way fun watching you play. Your aggression was great. You made the moves when you needed to. Unfortunately, you ran against Simon, who, like you said, Glenn, just avoided trouble, knew when to make the shove, when to make a push, when to make a raise, and just was on it all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, what a great day. This is the Eastern Poker Tour, Season 32, $30,000 championship coming to a wrap in just a couple minutes. I've been here all day enjoying it. Glenn, as always, I always want to thank you and Gretel and your entire team for putting together a wonderful oh, there we are. Look at that. Group. Wonderful poker season again with Eastern Poker Tour. You give us places to play. You give us great tournaments. It's just always a pleasure to be part of Eastern Poker Tour.
Oh, no, I mean, we're going on 18 years now, and I still can't believe it's been almost 18 years.
Right.
And yeah, there's no sign of us slowing down. It's between Eastern Poker Tour and getting now the Bar Poker Open started to really bring opportunity to the players.
Right.
It's tremendous what the players. I mean, you go to play in a free bar poker tournament, you win any of those tournaments, you advance to a $10,000 monthly tournament. You then finish top 8 in that monthly tournament. You're here playing for $30,000.
Exactly.
That's a $40,000 access that you have just by winning one bar poker tournament. Not to mention Bar Poker Open with $400,000 that were given away in June. And again, just playing in a free bar poker tournament. I mean,
Exactly. And not only were packages to the Bar Poker Open given away over the season, we gave away over almost a dozen packages this weekend.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely,
on the
yeah.
various tournaments. So more people get their way out to Vegas. That's the next step. It's the BarPokerOpen.com Championship. $400,000 up for grabs in June. I'm looking forward to that one as well.
That's right. I mean, everyone saw the set, the production, the banners, everything. All this is going to Vegas in June. So this is a great little preview where we gave out a massive $30,000 locally, and now people that join us in Vegas can play for $400,000 in Vegas.
And that is so much fun out there. You guys don't know what you're missing if you don't get it. If you haven't had a chance to get out to Vegas, you got to make it. You got to make an attempt to get out there.
Yeah, hopefully you do. Hopefully we see a lot of Eastern Poker Tour players. I mean, I think we're on pace to have well over 100. I know we've had 130 in the past. Is our high point. Really hoping to blow through that this year.
Fantastic. Yeah. I am too. Before we forget, though, we got to thank a few people. We got to thank you, obviously, and Gretel.
Yeah.
Got to thank Jeff, Bob, and Steve, all of Eastern Poker Tour dealers, all of the tournament directors. Got to thank the hotel.
Absolutely.
We got to thank our friends here at the Hilton Properties. And
yeah, I mean, it can't be go unsaid the amount of people we put through here in the past 2 days and how hard everyone worked to make it happen.
Crazy.
It's, dealers worked around the clock, tournament directors, everyone's working, 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. for 3 days straight. I had a setup crew here on Thursday working all day long. Then we have a setup crew tomorrow and tonight. So, hundreds of hours goes into this event, and I can't thank everyone enough that believes in us, believes in Eastern Poker Tour, believes in Bar Poker Open, and really puts their passion behind working for us and also playing with us. I mean, that's, at the end of the day, we put all those people through these rooms because people are here enjoying what we do, and we can't be happier and more appreciative of the Eastern Poker Tour community that came out this weekend, that come out every night, because that's everyone's thanks to us is showing up.
Very true, very true. So we are wrapping up Eastern Poker Tour's $30,000 Season 32 Championship. I'm Evan Myers. This is the president of Eastern Poker Tour, Mr. Glenn McCrory. Again, thank you, Glenn. We've had a wonderful day. See you guys in June. Can't wait. BarPokerOpen.com Championship is next. We're out of here.
See you all in 2 months.
Peace.
Thank you.